6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Welcome to the City Council special meeting of December 8th, 2022. City Clerk, could we have a preamble, please?
This meeting is compliant with the Ralph M. Brown Act as amended by California Assembly Bill number 361, effective September 16th, 2021, providing for a public health emergency exception to the standard teleconference rules required by the Brown Act. Purpose of this is to provide a safe environment for the public, staff, and council members while allowing for public participation. Public may address the council using exclusively remote public comment options. Council may take action on any item listed in the agenda. Members of the public may view the City Council meeting by logging into the Zoom webinar. City Council meetings can also be viewed live and or on demand via the city's YouTube channel, youtube.com/Brisbane CA, or on Comcast channel 27. Archive videos can be replayed on the city's website, brisbaneca.org/meetings. The City Council meeting will be an exclusively virtual meeting. The agenda materials may be viewed online at brisbaneca.org at least 24 hours prior to a special meeting and at least 72 hours prior to a regular meeting. Meeting participants are encouraged to submit public comments in writing in advance of the meeting. Aside from commenting while in the Zoom webinar, the following email and text line will also be monitored during the meeting, and public comments received will be noted for the record during oral communications 1 and 2 or during an item. Email ipadilla@brisbaneca.org. Text 628-219-2922. Join the Zoom webinar with the ID 991-9362-8666. Passcode 123456. And the call-in number 1-669-900-9128. If you need special assistance to participate in this meeting, please contact the City Clerk at 415-508-2113. Notification in advance of the meeting will enable the city to make reasonable arrangements to ensure accessibility to this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, City Clerk. Meeting is called to order at 7:35 p.m. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. City Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Cunningham and Councilmember Davis are absent.
I am here.
Oh, you're there.
I am here.
All right, let's do the roll call. Councilmember
you.
Cunningham,
I'm here.
Councilmember Lentz,
Here.
Councilmember O'Connell,
Here.
and Mayor Mackin.
Here.
Councilmember Davis is absent.
Thank you. Could we get a report out of closed session, City Attorney?
Yes, Madam Mayor. The City Council met in closed session this evening to discuss the environmental litigation against high-speed rail. We reported on the status of that litigation and were provided direction by the council. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Moving to the adoption of the agenda. Can I get a first and second to adopt the agenda as it stands, please?
So moved.
Second.
First by Cunningham, second by O'Connell. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Cunningham,
Aye.
Councilmember Davis is absent. Councilmember Lentz,
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell,
Aye.
and Mayor Mackin.
Aye. Thank you. Oral communications number 1. Do we have any members of the public wishing to speak on any item that is not on tonight's agenda?
I have not received any written correspondences, and there are no members of the public wishing to speak.
Thank you. New business. Tonight, we will consider adoption of resolutions approving the Memorandum of Understanding between the city and the following groups: confidential employees, confidential management, executive management, Brisbane Fire Management, General Association employees, International Association of Firefighters, mid-management. There will be a notation about that. Police chief and police commander, each for the term of July 1, 2022 to June 30, 2026. Could we have a staff report, please?
Good evening, Honorable Mayor Mackin and members of the council. Tonight, staff is presenting bargaining group's memorandum Understanding to formalize the tentative agreements that were presented during closed session meetings starting in July of this year. The MOU not available tonight are the Mid-Management Professional Group and Brisbane POA, as we are still awaiting for signatures. We will bring these two MOUs forward at the next meeting for approval. Discussion with all bargaining groups have resulted in the MOUs that have the following. For salary increases, 3% in January 2023, and another 3% in January 2024. Minimum of 6% increase depending on the salary survey results in July of 2024, and a maximum of 6% increase with a floor of 4% based on a cumulative CPI between April 2021 and April 2025 in July of 2025. As mentioned, there will be a total compensation study to be completed after January 2024. We are retaining the recession clause in the preamble to allow the city to reopen contracts if necessary. A 3% longevity incentive for employees who have reached 20 continuous years of service. And in addition, members of the IAFF will receive a 1% incentive for 10 continuous years of service and another 1% for reaching 15 continuous years of service starting in January 2023. The cafeteria plan will increase 3% each year starting January 2023, with additional 5% over the 4-year period to ensure that employees' monthly allowance does not go below the Kaiser plan rate. The overall increase will be no more than a cumulative 17% over the 4-year period. Employees have traded Columbus, Indigenous Peoples Day, and Lincoln's birthday holidays for Cesar Chavez Day and Juneteenth holidays. The deferred compensation city match will increase from 2.5% to 5% for all employees when employees contribute at least 5% of their salary. The vacation buyback provision will allow employees to sell up to 80 hours of vacation, and for members of the IAFF, 112 hours of vacation leave by the end of every fiscal year. This provision sunsets on June 30th, 2025. A $250 per month certification pay for members of the General Employees Association that acquire certificates above and beyond their position requirements. For succession planning purposes, Firefighter 2 classification has been added to the IAFF group to help prepare and transition current employees to a captain position. Lastly, IAFF probationary period has been extended to 18 months to allow for a longer evaluation period and to align the city's process with the other 2 North County Fire Authority cities, which are Daly City and Pacifica. This concludes staff's report, and we are happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Abby. Councilmember Cunningham, you want to start?
I have no questions.
Okay, Councilmember Lentz.
I just want to thank everyone for working diligently, to come to, an agreement. And, just really appreciate the employees of Brisbane and all the hard work that they do on behalf of our community. Thanks.
Councilmember O'Connell.
I have no questions.
Okay, and I have no questions. Do we have any members of the public wishing to make a comment?
There are none, Madam Mayor.
Okay, moving to council discussion. Any discussion council would like to make on this item? If not,
I would like to move that we approve all of this. Thank you very much.
okay, Councilmember Cunningham, the motion needs to be to adopt resolutions on new business item A concerning wages, hours, and working conditions, except for the resolution relating to mid-management professional employee group. So that's your motion.
That's my motion. I'm sorry. Thank
Need
you.
a second on that, please?
Second.
Second by Len. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Cunningham,
Aye.
Councilmember Davis is absent, Councilmember Lentz,
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell,
I would like a clarification on why that last statement was read in by the mayor.
The reason being is that the resolution relating to mid-management and professional employee group will be brought to the council for approval on December 15th meeting, but it appeared on tonight's agenda.
So we would be only approving item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8.
Mhm.
Correct.
I think that's how that motion should have been stated.
That's fine.
So if that's the intent of that motion, then I would agree, yes.
Okay, can we restate that to make sure that Councilmember Terry O'Connell is
Okay.
happy with the way it is, please?
Okay, so let me just regroup here. Okay, so the motion would be to adopt the resolutions on new business item A concerning wages, hours, and working conditions, number 1 through 8, exempting item number 6.
Okay, I will make that motion if Councilmember O'Connell is happy with that. Thank you.
And a second again?
I'll second.
Okay, and a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Cunningham,
Aye, thank you.
Councilmember Davis is absent, Councilmember Lentz,
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell,
Aye.
and Mayor Mackin.
Aye, thank you. Item B tonight, approve resolutions adopting pay scales and master pay schedules for fiscal year 2022-23. And these pay schedules will reflect the salary increases embedded in the Memorandum of Understanding approved by prior council action. Staff report, please.
Per CalPERS requirement, staff would like to read into record the following bargaining group's new hourly rate after receiving the 3% increase effective the first payroll period in January 2023. Confidential management group currently filled positions at top step per hour are assistant city manager at $127.12 and finance director at $105.78. Executive management group currently filled position at top step per hour are city clerk at $68.54. Community Development Director at $106.91. Parks and Recreation Director at $101.93. And Public Works Director at $125.15. Lastly, our police chief at top step pay rate at $124.73. This concludes my report. And we are happy to answer any questions.
And could you please clarify also in this resolution, mid-management professional will be also excluded from this resolution for the same reason as the prior one?
Yes, that's correct, Madam Mayor.
Okay, any council questions? Councilmember O'Connell? Councilmember Cunningham? Got a hand up? No. Councilmember Lentz?
None.
Okay. Public comments? City Clerk, anyone wishing to comment?
No public comment.
Okay, council discussion, or I'll entertain a motion. And I'll be happy to read the motion for you.
I will be happy to make a motion. Thank you for reading it.
Okay, the motion to adopt resolutions on new business item B, adopting pay scales and master pay scales, except for the resolution relating to mid-management professional employee group.
Thank you. I will make that motion.
And a second, please.
Second.
Second, Lentz. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Cunningham,
Thank you. Yes.
Councilmember Davis is absent. Councilmember Lentz,
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell,
Aye.
and Mayor Mecken.
Aye. Next item on our agenda, item C, receive updates on transportation grants. Staff report, please.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of council. Public Works Director has asked me to give a little short presentation on this item. And I've also invited our new assistant engineer, Tomas Santoya Velasquez, to talk a little bit about it. I wanted to first introduce Tomas. He started with the city in January of this year. He came from a civil engineering degree at Cal State Long Beach and an internship with the Port of San Francisco. And he was very interested in working in a small community and being hands-on with the community. So I think he's had a good first year, and that's reflected in some of these grants. So he'll talk a little bit about the grants and the status. And I just wanted to say, I see in the report that it says that there was a lot of work on his and my part to get all of these grants in the past year or so, but there's a lot of support staff. The Public Works Director was involved, of course. Rennie Public Policy Group Grant Services has been really a big help in us getting these grants, doing some of the grunt work, kind of guiding us they assisted with more than one. So I definitely want to give them some credit. And also the community, we've had a lot of support with support letters. Commute.org wrote some, the Police Officers Association, Mothers of Brisbane, the school district, and Complete Street Safety Committee. So all of that together has really helped our success. And, you know, we're almost overwhelmed with all of these grants that we've got to get built in the next few years. So I'm going to let Tomas talk about the ones on the list briefly and make sure that you're familiar with what they are.
Yeah, so like Karen says, we have a good problem, as in we have a lot that we have funding for to be building in the future. I'll start with what we've already completed. There was the Sierra Point Parkway project that was made possible through funding from the Cal Recycle grant. That grant requires that when you are performing repair on a pavement service, that you use recycled waste tire material as your rehabilitation material. And we did that and fulfilling the grant requirements. And through our participation in that, we were able to divert 2,000 waste tires that would otherwise be in landfills. And as of now, we are currently in the process of getting reimbursed for that grant. And that means just arranging some of the required documents for that grant and submitting those and getting the project closed out. So that was one project we've already completed. We have quite a bit going forward. I'm sure you guys know a lot about the Crocker Trail resurfacing. I had to catch up as I arrived in January, but it seems like it's been a long time coming. Starting in October of this year and late September, Karen and I began putting together the documents for Caltrain to provide them the specs, the plans, the engineer's estimates, all sorts of federal documents that are needed for any project that involves federal funding. And we submitted that in November. And we finally got back we got word back as of yesterday that we have the green light to move forward and put that project out to bid. And I think we're planning on doing it in the spring, just because we already have the word that we're good to go and might as well do it sooner than later. So that's very exciting. And I'm very excited with that project because it's the largest project I've encountered, and it'll definitely be the largest project I've ever worked on. So that's definitely exciting, and that's moving forward. Regarding the Alvarado to San Benito stairway, we were awarded that grant earlier this year. We have a partial design at 65%. We are looking to complete that design using our consultant CSG, same as before. But we are hoping to construct that next summer. That one's more of a priority to try to get it built in 2023. There's also the Crocker Park shuttle stop improvements. This one was made possible through the San Mateo Transportation Authority again. This will include 88 upgrades at the shelter stops. We're going to add concrete pads, benches. We're going to add at the busier locations, we're going to add shelters to shield from any climate, from any rain or anything like that. And this one is going to be designed in-house. So Karen and I will be working on putting the plans together, putting the design together, estimate all that. We plan to do the preliminary engineering study early next year. Do the right-of-way towards the end of the year, right-of-way acquisition, and hopefully get it built in 2024. And then kind of tying back into that, there's the Central Brisbane Stairways Edition project. We're kind of building off the Alvarado San Benito Stairway and looking to build a few more. So we applied for this grant and we got funding to build the design for the Tulare and Santa Clara mid-block stairway. We also have funding to complete the design for Santa Clara to Alvarado Street. And we also have the funds to complete a stairway on San Francisco Avenue down to Old County, down by that shopping center. And again,
To design,
right,
or to design one.
right, to design one, yeah, to design one down there. And that again, that was most likely be built. That's after Alvarado and San Benito will most likely be built in 2024. And I think that's everything, Karen.
Yep.
Tomas, I want to thank you very much for that comprehensive report, and also Karen Kinzer. We're glad to have you on board, Tomas. And if the second project is the biggest one you've seen, I'm sure we have even bigger ones that are going to be coming your way. So prepare yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I look forward to it. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. Council questions. Councilmember Lentz, you want to start?
Yeah, Tomas, thank you so much for the presentation. And Karen, as always, you know, you're such a strong advocate for doing fun projects in the community. You know, the project 3, the stairway from San Benito to Alvarado, you know, I'm really glad that we got that funding and that you're in the process of finalizing the design. It would be really cool if once you finalize the design, if you could just do a you know, just a brief presentation to the council. You know, this is something that I know a lot of community members have wanted, and it's going to be, you know, a really needed stairway addition, you know, for a lot of students who go to school. Instead of having to go down that blind S curve, now they can go down the stairs, get onto the safe routes to school and go to BES. But yeah, you know, I'd love to see that design.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I'd be happy to, just because this project also, like you said, it's in such a central part of Brisbane. It's going to be primarily used, I anticipate, from people going to Brisbane Elementary. And for that reason, like you said, a lot of the community members, I'm sure, are interested to see what this design will look like. So yeah, I'd be happy to.
Great, thank you so much. All right.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Great job, no questions. Thank you.
Councilmember Cunningham.
Thank you so much for working on this, Tomas. I mean, it took many years to get this funding to do this. So go for it. I was on the baby CAG when this happened. So anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
Can't wait to see what you do.
Sorry.
Only comment I have or question is some of these could end up being real life safety issues that have been brought up over the years. So it's really nice to see these moving forward finally. Some of these go back over 10 years. So this is really important. And also, Randy, you're here. I see you. Thank you also for your efforts in making these happen.
Thank you so much, Mayor.
In reading the staff report, looking at the amount of grant money compared to what we have to match is really pretty stunning.
Yes, ma'am. And the team is before you, the folks that did it. They are doing a great job. It's good to see them shine.
Absolutely. Do we have any members of the public wishing to comment?
No, Madam Mayor.
Okay. Any further council discussion? There's no motion involved. This is a report. Nope. Okay. Moving on. Item D. This is, these are some items. Items D, E, F, and G are election related. And it's my understanding that the County of San Mateo has not yet provided the city with the certification of votes. So we must continue this part of the special meeting to discuss those items D, E, F, and G at a meeting tomorrow, Friday, December 9th at 12 p.m. That's high noon. And City Attorney, do we need a motion to continue those items at this point in the meeting?
You should make the motion, and you can make the same motion that in the same motion, you can make the motion that you are continuing the meeting to the 9th. So you continue the items. and
You are,
meeting to the 9th.
okay. So does someone want to make that motion?
I will make a motion to continue items D, E, F, and G to December 9th at noon, and to also continue this meeting December 9th at noon.
I will second
And
that.
Okay, so that's motion O'Connell, second Cunningham. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Cunningham,
Aye.
Councilmember Davis is absent, Councilmember Lentz,
Hi.
Councilmember O'Connell,
Aye.
and Mayor Mackin.
Aye, thank you. Mayor Council matters. First item we have is the Caltrain Electrification Project Letter of Support. We received a request. Caltrain is trying to secure funding to fulfill a gap in their electrification funding. They had a deadline of December 2nd, but we would like to know what council's pleasure is regarding this request. It's my understanding that if we wanted to issue something from the council in the affirmative for them to seek funding from the state, they would probably still accept that. So, council questions?
I don't have any questions, but I'd be inclined to do the letter of support.
Okay, do we have any other council members want to interject? No? Yes,
I'm happy with sending a letter of support for Caltrain.
okay. Councilmember
As you-
Cunningham?
As you wish.
And I would also go ahead on that. Do we have any public comments, City Clerk?
No, Madam Mayor.
Okay. So, City Attorney, I don't think we need or a vote on this. Is that correct?
No, you do not.
Okay, so we will proceed issuing a project letter of support.
This is individual support. Should I go ahead and also request Councilmember Davis to respond? Whether or not she'd like her name attached to the letter?
Can we do that, City Attorney, outside of this meeting?
You can get you don't need an actual voting grid, so you can certainly ask her. It's a sense of the council, but there's no problem asking her privately.
Will do.
Okay, our next item is countywide assignments and subcommittee reports. Councilmember Cunningham, do you have any subcommittee reports or
Not at this
countywide?
time. Not at
Okay.
this time.
Councilmember O'Connell,
No, I do not.
Councilmember Lentz.
Yeah, Colin, you and I were at the infrastructure meeting going over potential increases in water and sewer rates. And, this whole process has been, just very informative for me to just kind of, get an understanding of what we're dealing with and how we work with the community to pass along these increases. You and I, Colleen, we looked at a lot of options of how to apply the increases, and in the end it was just doing kind of a standard increase on our regular billing. Of course, this will be before the whole council at a future meeting. And Clay, can you give us a recommendation on when you thought the meeting would occur before the council, the full council?
Before you go there, can I just interject?
Oh,
Just
okay.
a clarification?
Sure.
One of the reasons we had this meeting is I had made a request to look into the feasibility of billing monthly versus the current bi-monthly billing. And so staff had to investigate with our software, and we have meters that are manually read because we haven't gone through meter replacement where they can be remotely read. So they looked at all the possibilities, the costs associated, even if we didn't read the meters, could we do capital charges the off month? And the problem is really the complexity of the billing software and the staff time to deal with that. So ultimately, what we came to in going through all the possibilities is the cost associated with trying to do this doesn't justify the means to doing monthly billing. However, at the point when we go into the new meters, which can be remotely read, we can always revisit this. The whole point was to try to kind of soften the blow of getting a bill every 2 months, that doing it monthly maybe would make it easier for people to budget. So we may be a couple years out on that, depending on the arrival of the new meters. And that, of course, is something we're pursuing with some grant applications right now. So sorry, Clay, if you want to interject on that.
I'll just have Stuart kind of walk you through what the process is, and how, well, the timing in terms of this coming to council.
Sure. Next week, it'll be on the 15th that this will come to the full council for the review. Our consultant, Catherine Tseng, will be there to walk you through that and to explain what the 5-year plan is. I will just let you know that it's the 5-year plan for water and sewer, for the sewer rates, will be in around about the 100 to 120% range. And the water will be something in the 40% range over the 5 years. In the staff report we will have next week, or at the end of this week, we are hoping to get the 218 letter out in January. So you'll be able to, which is the letter that we send out to all the residents and all the property owners, that explains what we're doing, and it provides them with what the new rates would be. After the 218 letter goes out to the public, there's an opportunity for people to protest the increase. If more than 50% of the people who receive the letter protest the increase, then the city would not be able to implement the rate increases that are necessary to continue to provide the service at the level that we do. So we need to come up with another plan for providing clean water to people and providing wastewater collection to people. And that will take a lot longer to figure that out. But hopefully we will not get that 50% protest, and therefore we'll be able to move forward with our plan. We would anticipate coming back to the council after the letters go out, a minimum of 45 days after the letters have been mailed. So we would anticipate coming back to council for the final review sometime in late March, early April.
Okay, any council questions on that? No?
I think we really can't be discussing that because this was.
No, it's really,
Subcommittee report out.
yeah, you're right, it's a report. Okay, Stuart, thank you. Anyone else that I've missed? Subcommittee reports? I think we've gone through everyone. All right. City council meeting schedule. The city council will have a continued special meeting tomorrow, December 9th at noon. And our next regular meeting is on December 15th, 2022 at 7:30 p.m. Written communication, city clerk, do we have any written comments received by the council?
Council received correspondence from Anya Miller on November 17th regarding some announcements. RENA cities are being set up to fail. Also on the 28th, November 28th, Casey Fromson sent the letter regarding the Caltrain electrification project.
Okay, thank you. And do we have any member of the public wishing to speak this time under oral communications number 2?
There are none, Madam Mayor.
All right, that being said, this meeting is adjourned at 8:07 p.m. Please enjoy your wet or dry weekend, your pleasure, and stay warm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
All right. Have a nice weekend.